My girlfriend left when I was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I'm not ready to be your caregiver, but when I survived and became successful, she thought I'd take her back. Iris told me I was her forever person. 3 months after my stage 3 lymphoma diagnosis, she left me at a coffee shop and said she wasn't ready to watch someone die. The first weeks after diagnosis, she was perfect. Every appointment, every Instagram post about staying strong. But when chemo started and I actually got sick, hair falling out, couldn't keep food down, she disappeared mentally. She'd scroll through her phone during my infusions. When I talked about my fear, she'd say, "Me too," like reading lines. By December, she stopped coming to appointments. Work was busy. She needed to protect her mental health. What was I supposed to say? That my literal cancer mattered more? January. I can't do this anymore. I'm not ready to be a caregiver. I deserve to actually live instead of watching someone die. She blocked me everywhere that night. Days later, she posted about choosing herself and healing from toxic relationships. People praised her bravery while I sat alone, bald and nauseous, unsure if I'd survive 6 months. Here's what I learned at rock bottom. Iris didn't leave because I was sick. She left because I became uncertain. As long as I was healthy and successful, I was worth the investment. The moment loving me required actual sacrifice, I stopped being worth it. The doctors gave me 30% survival odds. I spent the first month wondering if I even wanted to beat them. Then I opened my old business plan, this growth strategy framework I'd shelved because Iris asked when it would make real money, and rebuilt it from my hospital bed. That's when I met Paige, my oncology nurse. She didn't do the sad voice, didn't treat me like I was dying. When she caught me working at 2 a.m., she said at this rate I'd be dead sooner than I thought. I actually laughed. We started talking during her breaks. Not about cancer, just normal stuff. She only knew sick me, no before version to compare to. There was something freeing about that. Remission came in August, 10 months after diagnosis. My business took off. Turns out near-death experiences make you good at prioritizing. By March, I was making more than I ever had. Paige and I had been seeing each other since October. Easy in a way relationships never were before. Then Iris came back. LinkedIn message in April, 2 years later. "I heard you're doing well. I always knew you were strong enough to beat it." Messages about growth therapy, how she'd thought about me often. If she'd thought about me so often, she could have unblocked me when I was dying. She asked to meet. Same coffee shop where she dumped me. 20 minutes about her journey, her therapy, how mature she was now. Then, if I'd known you were going to survive, that things would turn out okay, maybe I would have made different choices. That told me everything. She hadn't come back because she loved me. She came back because I was safe again. When she reached for my hand, saying she'd needed time to become strong enough to handle hard things, I pulled back. You needed time, or you needed me to stop being a hard thing. I told her I'd moved on. She looked shocked. The messages continued. Late night texts about mistakes, second chances. She started showing up. My office, my gym, waiting outside my building. Paige finally called her. The messages stopped for 3 days. Then one final text. "She only knows sick you, broken you. She doesn't know who you were before." I responded, "You're right." But unlike you, she didn't need that version of me to decide I was worth staying for. Final confrontation, my networking event. Iris walked in wearing an expensive dress, clearly chosen to remind me what I was missing. When Paige went to the bathroom, Iris approached. Said she'd always known I had potential, that I was settling for someone who saw me at my weakest, out of fear. Paige came back, introduced herself in this bright, cheerful voice. Said she'd heard so much about Iris, how difficult it must be seeing me doing well. Iris said we didn't know what she and I had together, then left. I kissed Paige in front of everyone. 2 years later, cancer-free, company thriving, engaged to Paige. People ask if I feel bad about not giving Iris another chance. The answer is no. Iris showed me who she was when loving me required sacrifice. She made her choice. She wanted back when the risk was gone. That's not love. That's opportunism in therapy language. Paige earned her place by showing up without guarantees. Some doors close for good reasons.